poppin', man? Back again. You heard your boy FB, man, and happy to be here, man. Let me give a shout out to the Most High for allowing me to be here. Let me send salutes to the brothers and sisters who I left behind, man. You dig? And without further ado, man, let me introduce my boy, man, once again, man. My comrade, Chip Low, was shaking.
Salute already. And it's an
Already,
honor,
man.
man.
Fact the mundo. The honor is a boomerang effect. You heard back at you, kid. Yo, also, man, tonight, man, we got my little homie, man, the warrior, man. You dig? Pup Low, aka Rolex Dre. You dig? Shaking.
Bow. What up, big bro? You already know. Shout out to the chat, man. Chip, what's up? That's the guy, man.
Yo, salute, man.
Yeah. You know, tonight, man, we gonna just go in a little, man. All three of us, man, have and has served time behind those walls, man. You know what I'm saying? And we've served some time behind them walls, man. And yeah, we just gonna tap in and really just vibe. You dig? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see a few things that my boy gonna pull up on the screen, and things that definitely resonates with us, and we hope will resonate with the individuals that see it, man, in an attempt to hopefully, man, get them to thinking just a little bit better about the things that they're doing out there in society, man, and what's waiting for them if they don't inside those walls, man, and trust and believe, man, them walls ain't pretty. So, we ain't gonna hold it up no longer. Chip, man, do what you do like you do it, man, and let's get to it.
No doubt. Let's go.
Ain't even hearing nothing. Or shit, I don't know what's happening with the audio, but bear with us, you know what I'm saying, chat. But basically what boy is speaking on, man, he's speaking to some youth, man. And fam went in at 16 years old and came home when he was 37, man. He came home on a new path, man. You know what I'm saying? While he was in them walls, you dig, he was enlightened, and he got enlightened by others, and he came home doing good work, man, or he's doing good work, you know what I mean? And basically he was explaining to the kids, the evolution of prior to him going in to him returning, the difference that he's seen in like weaponry. And what he was saying, if I mean paraphrasing what he was saying, was basically, before he went in, it was just basically kind of like revolvers. Though they had automatics, he was just giving an analogy. Like, I went in and basically it was single shot. And then I started to see, the next thing was automatic. Then it was a semi-automatic. Then it was a fully automatic. Now is, you know what I'm saying, situations where switches. And basically what he was equating that to is, these weapons was only allowing us to kill more of us easier and quicker. You know what I mean? And so when I heard it, it was like, yo, damn, that shit make all the sense in the world. It's like, you don't find these switches inside, you know what I'm saying, the suburban America in the way that they are being used in urban cities in America. You know what I'm saying? Where, they're being sprayed on corners and so forth and so on, man. And being sprayed on corners or in public areas, you hitting 3, 4, multiple, more than that, you dig? And possibly or potentially killing them. So yeah, man, just the detriment of the weaponry that's being introduced or placed in our communities, man, is crazy, bro. So yeah, man.
Hey, yo, bro. It's like this, man. Like, ain't that shit don't happen by mistake. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because if it was a mistake, it would land in their communities as well. So therefore, that is predominantly in the black community. It have to be designed like that, and at such a time, whereas we as a people is at odds with each other so crazy. It's like it can slide in seamlessly. You see what I'm saying? Like uneven, unnoticed, because we so worried about beefing with each other, knocking each other down. We not stopping to consider like, damn, how the fuck we getting all these shits? You see what I'm saying? Niggas don't care. Niggas got them now. Niggas is up. You see what I'm saying?
Yo, pup, you know, you absolutely right, bro. But it's also with our conditioning, and that Willie Lynch syndrome is just as profound in this day and time with us as, you know what I'm saying, blacks, as it was when Willie Lynch was, you know, actually carrying out and showing his counterparts how to make it lasting and long lasting for years and years and years to come. And what I mean by that, bro, is if we just go back and we partook in this. So, you know, when I say this with an amount of shame. You dig? Because I was on the window, you know, when I was in C-74 or going through Rikers Island and basically looking and weighing what a person had on when they came through, a person such as another black or brown, just to rob them and to take from them and to look for everything negative in them or everything positive that I could gain from them. You dig? So when you say these arguments that we, you know, so easily gear towards one another, that's the same as pitching black against brown, brown against light skin, mother against father, father against son, and those are the same, you know, characteristics or traits that Willie Lynch was saying years ago that had to be implemented in order for us to do exactly what we're still continuing to do today, you know. So
Check.
Good. Pup.
I'm gonna say I agree with you, right? But it's like when I was speaking from a young guy's standpoint because I was once that, so I knew how it was. I didn't ever consider it myself, so I got to be open minded to the younger brothers. They're just like us. You see what I'm saying? They not thinking about that. They thinking about survival. It's unfortunate that that's what it is, but when people coming for you and knocking down your homeboys and all that, and you could be next, your mom, like it ain't no honor no more. So like all they mind is on survival, but they're not taking a second to think about why do we have access to so much heavy artillery? They not thinking of that. And I understand why, because I wasn't thinking of that. You see what I'm saying?
nah, that's 100. But again, and I wasn't either. I was once young, and you know, and I was once reckless, and I was once, you know, yo, bro, I consider some of the things that I did was, you know, basically top borderline horrendous compared to some of the shit that a lot of the young brothers is doing now. But again, when we were younger, we had designated targets. It wasn't no thing that we was going up in a crowd and just letting loose with a switch. You did. We would probably walk up on an individual with a switch and let it out on them, but we wasn't just standing from across the street and letting out at a dice game or at a public event, block party, or so forth and so on. So there was a difference in the consciousness of what it is that we did, and that's where I was getting at, is that, you know, not down in the brothers, the young brothers, is just asking or hoping or even praying that they would become more in tune to being a little bit more conscious of what they're doing and the paths that they are traveling down.
No doubt. Listen, I got another clip for y'all just to interject and kind of just add on to what's going on. This hopefully this clip plays and we can hear it. Sure. Oh shit, it disappeared. I think this is look. Oh.
Damn.
Hey, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, but what I was gonna tell you was this, right? Check this out.
Sure.
just like the older brothers that came before us. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
They was gangsters, no disrespect to them or nothing like that. But we took gangsterism to another level to where they was looking at us like we was crazy.
Facts.
So like it's like the cycle is repeating itself. Not saying that is right. I understand everything you said and I agree with everything you said. But we just have to be mindful of their day and time is different from ours. They're playing on that level.
Absolutely.
So a dude not thinking about a lot of necessary things to think about at that moment when survival is knocking dead on his door like this. You better boy, you better get involved. You feel me?
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
that's
so
go ahead.
so therefore I understand their perspective. Not that I necessarily agree with it, but I understand it because when I was younger, brothers like Big Boo and them, not that they was nervous or scared and nothing like that. They're like, bro, you bugging, nigga, you wilding. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And to me, I'm like, no, y'all wilding. You see what I'm saying? Niggas getting knocked down. Fuck is you talking about I'm wilding? You crazy? But you see what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, I can understand where they was coming from at that time. But in the moment of being in the field, my
Right.
mind ain't compute that much. You know what I mean? I just thought by all means necessary, I'm going home to my family tonight. You feel me?
And I'm glad you say that, little bro, because this is what vertical talk is about. Because a lot of the things that you're saying right then is like you say, we wasn't studying that. And a lot of times or even that we wasn't studying, we wasn't hearing it. And we may have heard it, every here now and again, but the more you hear something, I'm hoping with platforms like this and others of brothers who have really lived through a succession of many lessons to be where they're at now, and that's free and alive. Things that we say will hopefully resonate, you dig, or awaken some of the younger brothers who are, carrying out some of these acts even now. And if it could catch them prior to them catching 100 years like what we see on the screen right now, or even 50 years, or even 5 or 10 years, you know what I'm saying, then it's a job by us well done. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, it's not to take away from what it is that we once even partook in. I understand it as well. However, I know and understand that, guess what? If somebody like the G's, whether it was the Stay Highs or the Shock Kims or, you know what I'm saying, the Big Understandings or whoever it was, man, that took the time, even a moment to say, fuck your little ass doing on this corner. And even though I didn't want to hear it, I heard it.
Right.
Even though I didn't agree with it, I heard it. So now, as they say, it was compartmentalized and resided in my subconscious, so that when it was this due time and its due season, it was brought back up, regurgitated to a point where, like, damn, now I understand what the bros were saying all the way back then, because now I've also lived through the negatives that are attached to those, the consequences that are attached or that were attached to those actions of young, and so forth and so on. Some of our little brothers ain't making it back. You dig what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the young King Vaughns, and there's so many young brothers, the Mr. Vic, the young stars. You dig what I'm saying? From our hoods and so many others. You dig what I'm saying?
B Bill, man.
B Bill, but I'm actually speaking about those that died by the gun, by the knife, by the
Right. Okay, got you.
Somebody else, bro. So
got you.
bro, that's where this is at.
So can I ask you one question though? Like,
facts.
Because I like the way you used it, so I just want to hear, like, you expound on it a little bit. You said regurgitated.
Yeah, it's just bringing up. It's like a purge, like you bringing up back something up. Like it's like, when your stomach is twisted, you regurgitate something. It's like snakes. They usually regurgitate.
You talking about like the hyenas be doing?
Regurgitate it, man. They spit it back up.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
All right.
bro.
Hold on, let this man. Hopefully, we can hear this.
Let's get it.
And video won't play. Boy,
you know,
I'll tell you, man. But anyway, in the gist of it, when you get hit with the times, like one of the things that, if y'all get a hold of Surviving the City Inside the City, y'all gonna see me talk about when they was throwing them years at me. 8 in the third to 25, 12 and a half to 25, 8 in the third. You can't hear nothing else but the time that they throwing at you.
Absolutely.
Everything else, your body goes numb. So, when it was time to let that thing off, we let it off, respectfully, so on and so forth. But again, you're humbled when that time is really being thrown at you. Like, you know what? It sounded like I was getting 100 years. 8 to 30 to 25, 8 to 30 to 25, 12 and a half to 25 for that. And all the moms was on attempt murder on police. So it was that much more. So when you touch the island, right? When I touch the 4 building, I'm under the impression that I'm never coming home. So now mentally, it's either be and all the instincts that we're taught. It kind of, like he said, regurgitates it. The frustration builds. You start losing loved ones. Like I lost my grandmother, but mind you, when I lost her, I was red ID. I came down shackled to the funeral. I had to sit in the back of the funeral home and couldn't even hold my. I couldn't even walk up there to kiss her. I'm in mitts. I couldn't even carry her grave out. We carry the casket. Those type of things you gotta take into account when you out there letting that thing go. Like the repercussions and the consequences that you're gonna face. Is it worth it? Is it worth whatever the case may be? It might be a little petty argument. Is it really worth going to that extent of really losing or throwing your life away? When them numbers hit, the man inside of all of us comes out. Tears. You'll see people break down in tears when certain numbers get thrown at them, man.
Hey, bro, you said the man. I respectfully beg to differ. I see, and with no disrespect, it's just what it is, man. I see the girl come out of a lot of individuals. The girl come out of a lot of individuals. The man didn't come up. The man didn't come out. The man was the one who was busting the shots and accidentally killed whoever they killed or maimed or whatever the case may be. But when they get in front of that judge sitting on that little podium, the girl comes out of them. And now is when they want to cry. And now is when they want to, talk about, how they didn't mean it, or, they was trying to feed their family or whatever, as opposed to, honoring up and holding up to what it is that they did and accepting the consequences that came with the actions. So you think, and this is what I'm trying, hopefully, with the platform to give to individuals to, like you say, think a little, man. And Beanie says it in one of his joints. Sometimes you got to get away to make a comeback. Like a lot of individuals that are caught up in these situations, are individuals that are or believe that they have no place else to go, or even in that sense are scared to go anywhere else. You dig? One of the things that I am so thankful for is that, God allowed me to travel. So I was able to see things, even when it was in the boosting, you dig, or hitting jewelry stores. We were going out of state to find spots just to pull capers, but we were also finding, whole other geographical regions to being. You dig what I'm saying? Whether we chasing women, whether we were just chilling in a hotel until the spot got open the mall for us to case or whatever the case may be. So we, and that was entertaining for us. That allowed us to find other spots and get on planes and trains and buses, going to look for our profession at that time. You dig? What I see with these brothers now, man, is a lot of these brothers are just, they're locked up on the block. And being locked up on that block, when situations come, again, like us, we felt the same. I know it. We protect our hood. You dig? So ain't nobody just was going to come through Lincoln and Troy and do what they wanted to do, not on my watch. St. John's and York, not on my watch, and so forth and so on. And even when I started to go out of town, so I understand that perspective. But it wasn't until I started to really move that I understand that, hold up, you can't just be this or act this way and not expect or respect another individual who is just as bad as you, if not badder, just as wicked as you, if not wickeder. So yeah, I believe truthfully, man, these platforms, I know this platform is to hopefully change the mindset, and man, for some of our brothers to, if you got an aunt, you got a cousin that may live, in a whole nother, a state or whatever, man. Sometimes you gotta go where don't nobody know you. Now you ain't gotta keep up with the individuals wearing the Marys or the trending materialistic fashion right now, the Gucci's or the Louis, because a lot of these dudes is chasing this bag. They're chasing this bag at the expense of losing their lives. You dig? Word.
That's a fact. And
But like, go ahead, Chip.
Good, probably good.
It's like at the end of the day, like, see, I'm sitting back listening, bro. Everything that's being said thus far is real talk. Like, I agree with everything. But it's crazy. That's how crazy the world is when you can agree with everything y'all saying, yet still be like, there's another perspective, which is the youngins. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. We ain't say nothing wrong, but yet and still, there's still a whole nother perspective, which is theirs. You see what I'm saying? Because we unfortunately, they're facts, but we don't know their circumstances. Respectfully to our people and all that, but for all we know, they moms and pops could have grew up drug addicts.
Absolutely.
They ain't have nobody else. We don't know the circumstances to really pass the judgment on them. Not saying we passing bad judgment, but like it was just like our circumstances when we was younger. We was in a lot of circumstances that should have only been made for adults. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We 15, 16, 17 going through grown ass people problems.
Without a question. And
this is society that we in, bro. And this shit just evolving. The younger is getting more sharper, more slicker. So just like when
some with that little bro getting more dumber.
No, that's a fact. No, and sometimes you can get sharp to get dumb though.
And that's my point, homie. It's not this is not about judgment.
A good judgment though. A good judgment, bro. It wasn't about bad. Fact.
It's about know how they say, know your ledge, know the ledge, man. Which means have knowledge of what it is that you may or may not be putting or getting yourself into. One thing about us is that we knew that, bro. I think on one of the platforms, we knew that at the time that we were doing what we doing before we started to graduate into messing with the ham. We knew what boosting was doing. We knew what we can get. We knew that, guess what? We had $10,000 to bang them out for before we can get a felony that would cost us some, a time over a year or whatever the case may be.
Facts.
We had knowledge. We knew that, guess what? If we didn't hit a motherfucker above the waist, we were going to get a simple assault as opposed to assault with a deadly weapon in a sense. We you know, and so we had knowledge of what it was that we were doing, and we were being taught by individuals to say, yo, boy, if you go do that, number one, even if it was the worst of the worst, you did make sure you get that dude, make sure you go over there and make sure ain't nobody around. So we were contemplating how to get it and get away, as opposed to doing it to make a statement in front of 30 people.
Right. I agree with that.
So with that being said, I look at how the laws now are applied, because even in our times, you and I both seen dudes was catching caps and getting 2 to 4s, 3 to 6s.
But how about this, bro? The same way we was getting school to shoot below the waist and all that for certain reasons and all that.
Facts.
How about the young niggas following niggas who think it's lit but really goofies, telling them, encouraging them to do what they doing?
Absolutely.
What about that?
And this is why with every pro, there's a con. And this is what we're trying to do in talking and trying to get them to, we're trying to counteract that thought. We're trying to tell them that, nigga, we been there.
Fact.
You dig? My first real bid was for 2 attempted caps. You dig? In a whole nother town. You dig? And I know what Chip is saying when at first, when they gave me that time, 9 years for 1 attempt, 9 years for the other, you know what I'm saying? 3 for the gun, 5 suspended. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You dig? And it's all added up. And at that point in time, you don't even know what concurrent means. You just hear these names.
Word to mother. I learned that shit. I learned that shit on the spot.
Yeah.
Word to mother. I learned that shit on the spot. I ain't know what the fuck concurrent meant neither.
21 years. You dig what I'm saying?
Bro, nah, you ain't lying, bro. I learned that shit on the spot.
Yeah. And I'm in a Gladiators, cause I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm in Maryland, bro. You understand what I'm saying? I'm in a place called, what that was Rockville or something. You dig? And I'm in a spot where they giving it up, and I'm an adolescent that they charge as an adult. You dig, bro? So you dig. At the end of the day, the only thing that saved me is the New York state of mind. But again, this ain't about go find or speaking. It's just to equate some of the occurrences or experiences that we have gone through, that now we see and saying, yo, little homies, if you know better, you could do better. You dig? And that's my only push. That's my only drive right now, because I seen in the last 16 years, homie, prior to getting back out into society, when I said earlier, individuals who thought they were grown men or who acted like they were grown men with the bravado and all that, rah, until the numbers came down. And when that judge started spitting them consecutive bids, or even just that one single bid that consists of 50 years, everything, including some shit, ran down their legs.
You know what's crazy? When you sit down and really think back, if you think about the 10 closest people to you, right? Your 10 closest comrades, all of them 8, 10 or better.
Shout out to Ralph and Clay too, man.
Listen, all of my comrades, my real close comrades, the mentors at the time, 8, 10 or better.
8, 10? Damn.
Yeah, at least minimum 10.
You said all of them? God damn.
Every single one. I can't name you one that didn't sit down and eat at least 10.
Yeah,
from my brother to everybody, and that's it just goes to show that somewhere along the line the cycle needs to be broken. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us might have a little brother that is following suit.
Let's just look right here, man. Right here, we got at least the bare minimum 40 years of free labor them cocksuckers got from us.
Nigga, that's between me and you alone, Frank.
Without a question, you dig, and that's why I said lightly. You understand what I'm saying, yo, bro? So and I'm saying and we did it in gladiator schools, man. And you know, for me, it was up and down 9-5. So I did it in a number of places where, guess what? And not to even mention the feds. I was listening to the bro, and I was listening to a dude on one of the joints, and he said like the difference between state, like dudes, like don't get it twisted. You got states that's, you know what I'm saying, they give it up. New York State is a state that gives it up, hard body, you dig? And however, what I learned about this feds is different because it's, you know, you in New York State, you may be going with, you know what I'm saying, your bros or whatever the case may be, or a dude that you know, as opposed to that feds, when you get in them cars, you got bozos you don't even know or fucking like. And you may have to put your life on the line because of some BS that they do over a strip of some boxing or, you know, a card game or something. And I don't even know you from a whole nother geographical region. I've never ate a plate of food with you, but because you are part of this card that I'm a part of, I got to go to bat for you. Or when dudes feel that they want to go. So yeah, bro, like, you know, for me, man, it's just now being aware of the culmination of things that exist with the decisions that always existed, maybe not to the extent that they are now, with little homies getting the crazy amount of time that they're getting now, man. Little homies left and right are getting numbers and letters together. You dig? They getting the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s all in one sentence. So yeah, man, we're looking back. It's like, yo, bro, like, you know, I just like, yo, kid, like, yo, man, to the brothers, to the little sisters or whatever, man. Just, man, you know, if you hear this, man, you know, regardless of what you do in life, man, every day that you wake up and before you go to do what you know, may plan to do or may come to you abruptly through the order or directive of a motherfucker that you may look up to. If you got a moment to think about the consequences that may ultimately come with that, please take that moment. Because at the end of the day, those 10 comrades that you may have in the street that you think are your homies are gonna be, they ain't gonna be with you in there. Almost guaranteed one of them may stick around. Maybe two. But you know, and for those who are blessed to have more than that, stick around, give your moms or your wife money, send money on their own accord to your books, keep you in the know of what's happening. Then you blessed, man. Count that blessing without lesson. But yeah, man. For the most of individuals that go in that situation, that ain't the light, man. That ain't the light that they receive, kid. Word. And that ain't the light you receive when you come home, neither. You dig? So yeah, bro. You know, so yeah, that's what it is.
It's crazy that a lot of times when you hear information like this, you behind the G wall.
Right.
You know, shout out to Pizzo from Red Hook. That's, listen. From now till the day I go, I'm gonna let you know that's one of the individuals that when I was in Green, you know, I touched down at Green Correctional Facility. You know, and there was about to be a sure enough war with the Kings, the Nietas, and at the time it was the Black Mafia family, right? And I'm in the middle because, you know, Polo from East New York, you know, that's the homie. You feel me? We go to the yard, and Pizzo don't know me from a hole in the wall. It definitely held me down to the point of like, listen, yo, Chip, you're about to go home. You know, you just got your work release papers. Listen, man, go on home to your family, man. This shit right here, this shit ain't worth it. And really stop a war in Green. Anybody know that the war, the sure enough jump off war in Green, 90, that was 93. Shout out to Pizzo. And shout out to Dope. I shout out to Dope Boy too from one of the head of the Nietas at the time. And my son Iceberg from Queensbridge. When I say official tissue, man. But again, you don't hear knowledge or information or things of that nature from true bidders or true people that really care about the younger generation until they in that situation, until they side by side in the next cell or in the next cubicle.
Or until those of us that realize that we had somebody that truly cared for us. You know, like, you know, my salutes, like I say, to the, you know what I mean, the Shakims, man, and, you know, the Rons, man, and, you know, the God rest his soul, the Imps, man, and, you know, and others, man, out of town, brothers that I met, you know, the Mr. Akbar Praise, you always hear me praise him. That was one of my mentors, you know what I'm saying, during my Fed bid, you know what I mean, during the last part. My man Tanaka, you dig, my nigga OD, you dig what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Oh, and my son, man, my sex money murder homie, man, that boy Slugs, man, you dig, and Mac 11, like, you know, these you know, dudes that, you know, you really align with, and dudes understand where you're coming from because they actually, you know, are cut from the same ilk, you know, that you come from, you know, regardless of, you know, the geographical, the differences, or the differences in the geographical regions that they may come from, as opposed to where you come from.
No, I always come here.
You know, urban America is urban America all around America.
Thank you.
You know, you got the slums, you got the ghettos, you dig? You know, you got the barrios. That's just what it is. So, you know, the actual, you know, identifications of, or the kinships, I would say, how they are so akin to one another is just what it is. You dig, whether it's in Baltimore, whether it's in DC, whether it's in Louisiana, when you go there, you know, you could basically understand, like, yo, this is the hood, you know, and same poverty is that you once went through or go through. You dig? But yeah, man, in that same, they're doing the same thing, whether it's the, you know what I'm saying, the knocking hat down or so forth, and doing in their attempt to survive. You know what we're doing now, you know what I'm saying, being, you know, and like I said, I don't claim myself to be a grown man. That's something that I you know, I kind of like push it aside because I see that I'm a growing man. You dig? A lot of individuals I hear, yo, I'm a grown man, a person can't tell me nothing. Well, a person that knows something, knows that they know nothing at all. And, you know, as a growing man, it still allows me to have that open mind to say that I can learn from an 8-year-old or an 80-year-old. So I don't cap myself off. You dig? To saying I'm a grown man, especially just to throw it in somebody else's face. And that person whose face I'm throwing it in is looking at me like a buffoon because of the actions or the characteristics that I am exemplifying. You dig? You got a lot of people that's quick to say out of their insecurity, yo, I'm a grown man. You care how you gonna talk to me? Cause you're not acting like one. Your actions ain't depicting that of a grown man. But you quick to say that because you think that it validates you as being smart or being in control or knowing something that you don't know. Hey, bro. So that's a lot that's going on right now. Whereas people cap themselves off as being grown, as if they have really been through experiences that others have been through, and that they don't need the advice or they don't want to hear the advice because of whatever reason. You dig? Yeah, man. You know, so for those that are hearing, as I say, man, I'm not condemning. I ain't judging. I come from that same cloth that you once came from.
You on your way?
I was in the streets. I'm not of the streets now. So I'm just trying to give to you what can possibly help you or save you from, you know, doing the amounts of time that any one of us on this platform has done to get to where we're at right now. Word.
That's a fact. You know, we've been up here what?
Hey, Puck. Hey, yo, Puck.
Drinking that good old water.
Huh?
Yeah, listen, boy, because I want you, because you like the youngest of us all on this platform right now. You are the youngest. Hey, yo, just give me, you know, help me understand what days were like going through the different prisons that you went through over your over your bid, man, over the decade and some change that you spent inside those walls, man. What do you got to, what can you say to hopefully touch somebody that's listening to this platform?
It's like for me personally, it was like even though I was good, like far as like material shit, food and all that shit, I was good, but reality hit, man, when that motherfucking cell door shut, bro. When that motherfucking cell door shut, it's just you. At least in my time, it used to be single cells and shit.
Right,
For the most part. So it's just you in there. And then I did have bunkies that time. It's just you and your bunkie. Y'all gonna vibe and chop it up. But reality still sting, bro. When you lay down for the night, my nigga, or nothing hurt worse than you like your people come see you, whether it's your child, your mom, somebody like that. And then it's the end of the visit, bro. You gotta hug them and watch them walk out without you, man.
man.
Yo, bro, like that shit hit different, bro. Like that shit make you really sit down and think, man, was this shit all worth it? Like, and 9 out of 10 times, no disrespect to the younger brothers, older brothers, nobody, right? But 9 out of 10 times, they don't even be worth it. The same niggas you vying for, man, don't even rock with you like that, bro. And you always find out at a time like that when you down for the gang. You feel me?
Right.
Like that shit hurt, my nigga. Cause like I wasn't even listening to my mom and pop, but I came out and accepted niggas as older brothers and all that. Like looked up to niggas, like followed niggas lead and all that, just to turn around, my nigga, and
Right.
just find out they never really gave a fuck about you, nigga. That
Yeah.
shit hurt, nigga.
Yo,
That
bro.
shit hurt, and that's a lot of young niggas' reality, bro.
Yeah.
That shit hurt, my nigga.
Nah, I definitely agree with that 110%. You know, similar to you, but unlike you in a lot of aspects, a lot of my time was spent on Supermax, in Supermax and in controlled environments. You dig what I'm saying? Like no human contact. So I understand, when you said you had even a bunkie, for years and years, I ain't even have a bunkie. All I had is those walls. You
Mm-hmm.
dig? Yeah, and I know without a question how it feels to go through those moments that it was only Allah himself that carried me, man, when it seemed that them walls was closing in, and because of who I was and what I represented and the stereotypes that was attached to me, there was no foreseeable a date for them to let me out of those confined situations. So I definitely can, identify with the brothers, man, and sisters that may be and that are still languishing from, the Rod Diggs to the Pistol Peace to the Larry Hoovers to, others, man. You know what I mean? There's so many names that are in those kind of conditions that are even far more harsher than even I was in Supermax, but you got Supermaxes that make Supermax look like, you know what I mean, like nothing, and but yeah, and in those confined conditions, man, that a lot of these brothers don't know what they may be headed to because of their unconscious decisions. Um, I've seen a lot of strong men, bro. Strong men turn to eating their own shit.
Yeah, I seen that too.
End up finding it easier to play with their urine, their feces, throwing it, smearing it on a wall, literally going crazy because they can't take the conditions that they have been stuck in due to some of them, creating, or violating the penal statutes, whether it was a slashing, cutting, whether it was smoke, whatever it was. And then some just being stuck in a hole because of whatever an officer felt on that day they wanted to stick a motherfucker in the hole for.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh
You
my
dig?
God.
Man,
Exactly.
listen.
You dig? And I think that led to a lot of the brothers because you put a person in, IPC who ain't never been, or which is involuntary protective custody, or you place them in admin seg, which is because of police or a higher up official feels that you may be a security threat, or you just somebody they want to teach a lesson because they can't catch you doing what they think you're doing or what you may be doing. So they say, you know what, I'm gonna put you in admin seg, and these are solitary confinements. Don't get it twisted. Whether it's IPC, yeah, you may get out for an hour more than a person that's on administrative seg, or maybe 2 hours more than a person that's on actual seg. But when those doors close, like you say, man, it's a whole nother situation, bro. And
Right.
and yeah, man, and what it does to a person psychologically, man, is and has been something that I've come to literally respect, in the sense of me being able to thank God that I come from God, number one. And secondly, I come from a family whose genes were strong enough for me internally to be able to deal with the type of situations that I have been placed in due to, let me say this, due to a lot of my own actions in the past. So yeah, you know, like at no time do I not hold myself accountable, but at no time do I say that some of the punishment that I received from the justice system was more than what, you know, any person deserves, especially when you get inside them and it's a jail inside a jail that you may have to be sitting in, such as solitary confinement. Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. So yeah, to the brothers and sisters, once again, man, my salutes, man, especially for those that are going through those horrendous conditions of solitary confinement, supermaxes, psychological deprivations, the fact of, like you said, seeing that emptiness in your wife's or your sisters or your brothers' faces when they come up on that visit and see you, but you can also see the emptiness, even though they're free, they're still locked up to some degree because you're in there. So it dulls them. It dulls them. Yeah, they may come up there cheery, but yeah, by the end of that visit, you see that they start breaking down, and you start seeing the weight that you have placed on their shoulders because they genuinely love you and they come to see you. And it takes me back to, Minister Society, when Cain says, man, who wants to see you locked up in a cage like a bird? You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, like, again, man, to the young brothers and sisters, if you're listening, man, I hope you hear, man. I hope you're not just listening just to be listening. I hope you're listening and hopefully taking something from what me or one of the other brothers or even one of the other platforms, man, that you may be tuning in has to give, man, or has to say, man, that will hopefully, keep you from going through some of the hardships, if not a lot of the hardships that we've had to go through to get to the point that we are at now as growing men and women. Chip, how about you, boy? What give us, what you got, man?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the again, keeping up with the statue. Good, when we younger, we got people who we pretty much idolize. Who we were like, you know what, that's a get busy person. I'm gonna make sure I get that much busier, to make sure that my name ring as much bells.
That's a fact, though.
When I touched the island, right? Mind you, I was 15. I was supposed to go to Sparkle, but my co-defendant, right, which was my little cousin at the time, they was charging him as an adult. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I played. Listen, I gave him, bogus age, bogus name, da da da, and played adults with him. Thinking that, hey, they gonna cut us some slack and, find out our real age, send us down the spot. No, they kept our ass on the island. Needless to say, it was a quick and fast adjustment period. When you already, I was already armed because, due to the powers to be, people like yourself, FB. Shout out to Georgie. Always taught us to stay on. Up to today, I still stay on. Per se. So again, I went and did what needed to be done at that time for rep. I let the thing fly from March 6th. I let it fly. They bailed me out the Bing. Fortunately, at that time in that era, you could bail somebody out the Bing. Like cutting wasn't a new charge. So the repercussion was, hey, I eat food. They gonna bail me out the Bing. Guess what? Whatever house I go to next, I'm gonna eat food again. It was. I was in play mode because of the repercussions required play mode. I'm like, well, shit, and it's giving me more status. Once they gave red ID status, it looked pretty when a person come into the jail and your picture's up there and you see predicate status. It gave you some oomph. Well, here's where the rubber hit the road, man. When you get them big days, and like Pup said, when it closed, and your only communication is through that little slot in the door. You know what I mean? Where y'all having rap contests and rap battles through the slot in the door.
Facts.
Where your recreation is spitting your razor out your mouth to see how far you can spit it towards the wall, doing push-ups, not knowing what time of day it is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like those type of things. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, them cracking your cell. The riot squad running in there and pouncing you out with batons. You wrapping yourself in that thin ass mattress. Those is real circumstances. That's the things that people don't see. They don't tell you about them times where they might have put glass in your motherfucking food, and you really not able to even trust eating. Fact. So now you losing mad weight, and now you mad frail. They're not alarming you to mentally how they trying to break you down, to make you concede, to make you stop being as rebellious.
Yeah.
Chip. They ain't trying.
They break it fast.
They ain't trying, Chip.
Vertical, baby. Vertical, baby.
Yeah, give it straight, Chip. They ain't trying. They breaking you the fuck down. You bet that.
Yeah.
Bet that. You gonna conform. Bet that.
Yeah, it definitely creates more of a monster. It makes.
That's a fact.
Every time that I go to court,
yeah,
food is. See, when it gets to the point where, like I said, you don't think you coming home,
right?
You're like, you know what? Oh, you're about to send me up north. Now I'm comfortable on the island. Guess what? This my the hit squad, the Renegades. They on the island. Before Bloods, we was Renegades. I'm gonna be straightforward. The Renegades, we ate just because. Now here's the thing. When they started giving new charge for cuttings, you'll eat something just so you can stay down and go to court with your new charge.
Shout out to Bloodsport, my son, man. Word up, man.
Listen, you know what? It's crazy because at the event, I just talked to Sport on the phone. Yeah. I had to send him bail money to get him out the situation here.
Yeah.
This weekend, Saturday.
Yeah.
I just got out the phone.
Get out, man.
He called Twan. Twan put him on the phone with me. He like, yo, Chip, I need XYZ. My bail is blah blah blah. No problem, huh? Yo, Twan, go get him. But again, to be in position to make sure that you're able to lend that extra hand to get your comrade up out of the situation. That's what it should be. That's the default. That's what it should be. That's the default if you if I was to pop my thing off and go in there with them, now we both in there. So who gonna get us out?
What good does that do? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy because like that Gloria, man, like we both shared them, those statuses of CMC and red IDs and so forth and so on, and even more because I definitely was guilty, like you know how man I get man, I was always chasing more, like, and it was crazy because I remember, what I'm saying, that I remember when my mom's came up or whatever the case would be, and the police had told her like, no, nah, you can't come in. I know that, like, she came up, we have ARDC or whatever, a full builder, and at that time it was like, yo, man, the situation was the telephone lines. When you we trying to get from one side of your face to the other around your neck. You know what I mean? We drawing artwork, so at the time, man, you know what I'm saying, and forgive me, man, for any of those, man, you know what I'm saying, back in the days, man, you know what I'm saying, that they wearing that artwork, man, you dig what I'm saying? It was just the times back then, you dig, and I was living in the time, so on the island, when you come through, you got that paper out there, you dig what I'm saying, that your visitors are able to see, and it says, yo, this is what happens when you smuggle in contraband. You know what I mean? And I remember, her coming on a visit talking about, that, the police was like, this is the reason. She had went through a search or whatever case may be, and he was like, yeah, you need to talk to your son. And she like, what? He's like, yeah, because he's responsible for some of them, and like I said, back then it was like, what, because she was with, what I'm saying, other individuals that came up with her, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, what I mean? Yeah, that's what it is. You said better than them than me. But, that was like a badge of honor. Like, yo, nigga, niggas, niggas, sergeant stripes and things of that nature was getting placed, and, yeah, bro. But, we were living in a time then where it was, it was eat or be eaten, and we was going against, so many different things, man. I would say, so looking back, bro, it's like Puff say, man, we would, our perspective then was to survive. No different from how the young brothers, feel nowadays. And and I will say that I don't think the capacity of things are as great as they were in prison when we were going through prison. However, I will say that the capacity of things in the street are at a greater degree than when we were, running the streets, because of the fact of all these different, fullies and switches and so forth and so on, that is just opening up a door for your young brothers to just, what I'm saying, potentially, kill innocent people in their quest to get one or two individuals. And that's the sad thing about now. And that's what, like I say, man, I don't know what brings about the beef nowadays with some of these individuals. A lot of it that I hear and see, it's the same thing. We got in the, but that was the difference. We may have been in, Love People or the skate rink or whatever the case may be, or Union Square, and a person stepped on our shoe. It was about fighting. Maybe a box cutter got pulled, whatever, you know what I mean? But I remember when we actually was about, nah, we're going to do this. We're going to rumble in the jungle. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's no longer that. A lot of these dudes, they don't even got a fight game. You know what I mean? They scared to slap box. So, you know what I mean? It's like, they carrying this joint on their hip, hoping that a person does something even remotely close. Like, I'm just looking at even situations now with this road rage thing, man. You got people shooting at people because of road rage, dude. Because a person comes off and maybe cuts them off, or maybe riding too far, close up on a bumper, like just crazy, idiotic things, bro. That I see as idiotic. But again, man, if I'm just trying to save one. So yeah, man, I hope the bros, and the sisters that are may be, with that mindset, man, will take a second to think about what their intentions to do, and hopefully, stray away from that, man, because the consequences are there. And
they better. They
losing us. They
better pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
They better. Or they'll help them pay attention. Trust me, they'll help them.
Yeah, bro, man. And not even and I like to use even a harder. They won't even help them pay attention. They'll force them. You know, they'll
That's a
force you,
fact. That's a
and
fact.
and
Fuck, baby. That's a fact.
force and the force and the force for a lot of them is breaking them, man. Like when I say breaking them, like again, it's something that Willie Lynch said, breaking them like you break a horse. You know what I mean? Break them to your will, like breaking, like breaking a slave. It basically is like how they got Kunta Kinte to say his name was Toby. Break you by giving you 100 years. Break you by sending you to solitary confinement. Break you by putting you in a room with a person that may be a total ass bandit and is gonna
Right.
try you, and gonna try you
I ain't gonna try you.
and gonna try you. You dig? So yeah, man. Just know what you're getting into, man.
What you doing now?
Just know what you're getting into. Know the consequences, and and all I can say, man, is if you know the consequences, if you listen to platforms that are trying to give the younger brothers and sisters like this platform, Vertical Talk, what you need to stray away, hopefully, from the street life and get into this, what they call a politically correct arena. It might be a little slower than the money that you may be getting on the street curb, but trust me, getting no money in a prison cell is a whole lot worse than getting the little money that you're getting on the street curb. Trust and believe me. But I understand because I was there with you. So I can only say this because I went through what you're going through right now, and I had to go through the hardships. Pup had to go through the hardships. Chip had to go through the hardships to ultimately be where they are mentally right now, to saying that they're weighing what they are doing right now more consciously as opposed to just not thinking at all about what they are doing, good or bad, right now.
But let me ask you a question, right?
Shoot.
Because this is a question that be weighing on my mind heavy. Everything you saying is right. They need to do all all that you said and the above. But what about the people who just don't know?
Um,
'Cause there's a lot of them running around who just really blind, bro. Who
that's a
don't
good
know
one.
shit, bro.
That's a good one. And I think, or I believe, and I'm gonna go back a little bit, like in the Bible site, and it says, "Knock and the door shall be open; seek and you shall find." I think that a person's eyes has to be open to some degree to even begin the process of seeking, of knocking on the door, of asking questions and being inquisitive and looking for the answers that may, enhance their quality of life, you know. So, it's like the old heads or our mothers or grandmothers used to tell us, that boy ain't gonna learn until he wanna learn. That boy ain't gonna on stop doing that until he wanna stop. That nigga ain't gonna stop cheating until he wanna stop cheating. And so
Right,
and so on. So yeah,
right.
it has to be a conscious decision. Or I like to say what Ayala Van Zant says. No, it's Oprah Winfrey who says a aha moment. A light goes off. And it's like, yo, you know what? I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of doing these bids. I'm tired of cheating on my wife. I'm tired of running around, knocking people over their heads for what don't belong to me but belong to them. I'm tired of just doing whatever it is that we may be doing, and ready to try something different and hope that, I can get the just rewards out of, what it is that I try different.
But what about this though? What about this? Everything you said, I'm tired of being cheating and things of that nature. Cool, I, I'm with you on that. But what about as far as knowing and not knowing? Those who do not know, you would you agree with me if I said pride is a motherfucker, bro?
Absolutely.
Pride, bro. Like nigga don't know and won't act because of pride, bro.
But does that mean that they don't know? Or does that just mean that their
Uh-huh.
pride won't let them, you know,
All right.
hear
All right.
what's ringing in their own consciousness and what's coming out of another person's mouth. So pride. Again, God says that he could pity a fool, but he has no pity for a person that's ignorant. So let's let's identify the truth. Are these people foolish that you're speaking of? Because those are the ones that truly just don't know, never been through an experience. A person that may come from a whole different geographical region. Let's just say the suburbs, never been in urban city Americas to know the trials, the tribulations, the pros, the cons, the do's, the don'ts of that. As opposed to a person who's knows but chooses to ignore the consequences or the jewels that elders or even people their age may be giving them in order to help them save themselves. There's a difference, and in a lot of
Right.
my in a lot of my travels, I've come to realize that people know, they just choose to ignore.
Right.
They may not know the depth of what we know, but they know that guess what I'm doing is wrong. I'm having fun while doing it. We knew that boosting was wrong. We knew we was stealing somebody's stuff. We
Right.
made
Right.
we made up the excuses or the explanations that I'm getting to this bread. Ralph Lauren said this little racist ass statement, so now I'm going to steal his joint without a question more than I'm gonna steal everybody else's stuff. But I'm going to. We knew it was wrong. We knew that. Guess what? There's a potential. Even though when we started, it was to say that, oh man, grand larceny, $10,000. So I got a wide berth of stealing that I can do before I even get a felony. You did.
Right.
We chose to ignore it until we ultimately got caught. So there's a difference, bro. And I think a lot of individuals, it's like being a baby. Your mom say don't touch that stove. We know intuition tells us, or that innate ability that stove is hot. You dig? But we choose to ignore it and we touch it anyway, or how you say it? We nosy. So we
Right.
want to see for ourselves, and that's what that is, bro. I believe, my opinion.
Yeah. No, but no, you're right though. But that's who the people like that. That's who my heart go out to. You know what I'm saying? People who just really blinded, bro, and like lost their way, bro. Don't even like have a clue
Oh yeah.
what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
And like just to sit back and watch some brothers like knowing they gonna crash, bro. Like it's
right,
hard because it's so hard because you can't tell them nothing either. So like it's like damn, like my heart go out to them young niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I was them. So like I know.
right.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
it's good that you say that because I go a little further and I say that I'm more sympathetic or have empathy for those who are vulnerable, those who really don't know but are being led astray by a person that does know in the form of a big homie or a big brother or a mentor or a tutor. It's like I think I can align it with the fact of a vulnerable little kid who doesn't even know that this person sitting them on their lap is a stone cold pedophile that's getting, what I'm saying, some kind of pleasure out of what they're doing. The vulnerable individuals, yeah, I definitely have that empathy for, because yeah, they really don't know. It's like a vulnerable individual that don't know they being gamed into going into a place where they may ultimately get hit by a security guard or whatever, catch 25 years because you go in there and you rob it, all at the directive of somebody who knows what the consequences are, won't
Right.
go up there and don't want to go in there themselves, but got a person that looks up to you and want to prove to you that they are worthy of doing the thing that you do, but don't even understand the consequences attached to what you're sending them to do.
Nah, I feel you on that though. But that's like I'm really trying to figure out something to help them guys. No disrespect to nobody else. Anybody else we can help, I'm open to that too. But them guys right there, I'm not saying I'm all perfect, but I'm just talking about if nothing else, help them grasp the understanding of what they up against in the lane that they're in. Cause they really sometimes they really don't know. Facts. They really don't know until it's too late. Now you see brothers in prison taking medication that they really don't need, but they so spaced out they don't know the fuck going on. They lost, bro. They still breathing, but they walk around dead, nigga.
That's
That
the
shit,
truth.
that shit
Yeah,
hurt, nigga.
We
Just seeing
just
another black
yeah.
brother, cause what hurt me about the shit, bro, is cause I'm fortunate. I grew up under brothers who guided me right, like put me on a certain shit that I already knew better stepping into the environment. But everybody ain't had that, and I know if that was me and I ain't have, I could have been one of them niggas, bro. And that shit crazy, bro. Word to mother, bro.
absolutely. Nah, but yo, listen, bro, we doing it, man. We doing it, and we doing it right now by being individuals who have been through a succession of lessons, you know, and experiences, and just speaking about it. You know what I mean? They say that, you know what I'm saying, speaking is the first steps. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like going. It's like a person who's an alcoholic or, you know, a narcotic, or, you know what I mean, or narcotics, whatever. You know, going to NA or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And able to open up, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like you to speak. We speaking, somebody hearing it, bro. And I pray, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, the Most High, you know what I'm saying, will allow, you know, a number of individuals who need to know or who are looking to know is able to come upon, you know, this podcast. Podcasts is like Ja Ace TV. Podcasts is like Mikey. Podcasts is that are giving it up, man. A lot, you know what I'm saying? A lot going on. TV, you know, podcasts is that's just giving, you know, that food for thought. You dig what I'm saying? And not taking away from any other podcasts that, you know, are, you know, they're their own entertainment, bro. They're entertainment, but with entertainment, you got to know, you know, how much of it you want to absorb. I love being entertained. I love comedy. I love to know, you know, regardless of what, level of knowing it is, or what a dimension of level of knowledge it is. However, you know, there's levels, like they say. So I'm not gonna overly, you know, indulge in, you know, the entertainment tonight, or, you know, things that's dealing with. I mean, I want to be well rounded, man, universally adaptable, universally in tune. So yeah, bro, with that, man, I think that we're doing what we can do, you know. And when you out in the streets and we moving around, the conversations or the little brothers that you may run into that, you know, may want to know, or you may just be seeing them doing something simple as picking up a candy bar and putting it in their pocket. You know, you just being able to be like, yo, little homie, give me that candy bar, man. Let me pay for that. And giving them a jewel, like, you know what I'm saying? That candy bar sooner or later turns into a wallet, or turns into you going into a store and trying to steal a shirt. Or not that you may not need it, but if I can help you in this instance right here and show you, like, yo, man, go get it, go get, you know what I mean? Go sell waters, you know what I'm saying? Take it to go buy 10 bottles of water and sell, regardless, whatever it is, homie. You dig what I'm saying? You know, just point them in the right direction, like some of our G's did to us. Whether they listen or not is on them. But hopefully, man, you know, it becomes something that's in their subconscious that sooner or later, man, they had that aha moment and are able to, you know, take what we give to them or said to them years prior and begin to utilize it, man, in a way that will keep them from going through decades in prison like we had to do, you know, getting shot and stabbed like we have, shooting and stabbing like we've had to do, and so forth and so on, bro. That's it, man. You know, that's just what I'm doing, man. That's what vertical talk is based on and based off of.
No, I respect that.
Right now, we do have Universal Love and Loyalty. We are in the process of putting a program together where we're going to junior high schools to
Okay.
catch them while they're young, and sit down, and guys like yourself and myself and Pups and KIs and the Little Charleses, individuals that I know, did Ralph, did honorable time and could really talk to them at that age. Like when they still in junior high school, you talking about 6th, 7th, 8th grade before they could, really start running the streets per se, high school wise, we could catch them there. We could start to change the process. So ideally, like I said, the grants is being written up as we speak, and definitely whoever got the time available in whatever state that you in, Universal Love and Loyalty, we are definitely looking for strong-minded individuals to join that mission and go into the youth on that aspect to help.
Yeah,
And I don't see why schools wouldn't allow us in per se, and we could put a stop to violence.
right. Yeah. Nah, that's what we on, bro. And
I'm into that. I'm
and
into that.
go ahead, bro.
I said I'm into that, man, for real. Like I feel like I'm somebody who could really relate to the younger generation, man, because not even thinking about putting myself on no pedestal or nothing like that. But it, me personally, I don't feel like it's too much a young brother could talk to me about that I ain't experienced respectfully. You see what I'm saying? So like, and I know the good, bad, and indifferent that come with a majority of them scenarios they might find themselves in. So like I could really sit down and really vibe with them, man. Like going around the schools, talking. Like I think like I'm more into that than anything else, man, because these are the same kids that's gonna be growing up around my son, man. So
Hmm.
you see what I'm saying? So if I could just spread that love and try to bring the love back, man, I'm definitely all for that, man. Like all personal agendas and all that shit aside, man. All hard feelings. Like when it come to the kids, like I'm with whatever that I'm in that. You feel me?
Nah, no
Let's
doubt.
make it happen then.
And I and I, and I,
So
and I, and I, and
I'll,
I
I'll send y'all over the paperwork and let y'all take a look at it. Like I said, we definitely behind the scenes. That's one of the things we're working on because it's too many. You just turn the news on right now, whatever state you in, you see a lot of the stuff that's occurring is the younger generation, man. It's teens and preteens that's allegedly doing a lot of the carjackings and so on and so forth. So if we could reach them, like I said, in junior high school, right when they really start to the point where they about feeling themselves, uh yeah, let's get it. Let's get into schools and really mentor our younger generation, man.
yeah, nah, that's a whole fact. Pup said something that that struck me, and I just want to go in on like why I say or why I said earlier that I'm not a grown man, I'm a growing man, and why I use the analogy of what I'm saying, because we can learn from an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old. And what's so profound about that statement is this: even earlier today, I'm looking at Chips, what I'm saying, a son, and he calls him in, you know what I mean, and son is sharp. He just going through the fact of the computer, and Pup just said that he felt that it's nothing that a young dude, what I'm saying, at his age may be able to tell him. And I just want to say I respectfully beg to differ.
No, I said not too much, bro. Not too much. I'm talking. No, when I was speaking on that level, I was actually speaking from the guys who's running the street perspective. You feel me?
Okay,
Like,
yeah. And
not just kids in general. I was just talking about on some street shit. You feel me?
okay, cool. Glad you clarified that, because yeah, bro, it's so much that we got some young brothers that's old souls, and who they were taught, the grandmothers, what I'm saying, or the mothers that instilled in them the values and the work ethics or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying, the principles. It's like it blows my mind sometimes, and I've ran across a few, and I'm like, yo, damn, little dude, you way ahead of your time, man. Like, it's an honor to, you know what I'm saying? It's even breathtaking. It's refreshing and breathtaking. So yeah, you know, and I seek those out, man. I seek them little brothers like that out because, you know, it's just like I said, it's refreshing to see them little brothers and them little sisters that have that mindset, that are determined and already know what they want and they already pursuing it, and they're able to talk to you on an intellectual level and clarify and define what it is that they're chasing. You know, so, you know, again, you know what Chip say, man, for us to be able to get to places that allows us to open up our experiences to them and hopefully even, you know, enhance their level of knowledge, wisdom, or understanding. Yeah, bro, that's something I'm with all day, man. You know, and you'll be surprised. I mean, I'm telling you, you might be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't, man, at the amount of dudes, man, or females as that I've been home, man. Young brothers and sisters that I've come across, man. That's like, damn, you know what I mean? And it's like, yo, you ahead of some of these 30 or 40-year-old dudes, and you know what I'm saying, and even older than that. So it's out there, bro. And you know, and while we're here, we, you know, and in this mindset, you know, we just got to do what we're doing. You know, we everybody don't want to go, everybody don't want to listen, everybody don't want to, you know, change who they may be negatively at this point in life. Everybody ain't like my man used to say, man, you know, everybody ain't gonna make it, but for the few individuals that, you know, either, you know, the Most High has already decreed for them to make it, or, you know, in their spirit they want to make it, or their desire is to make it. You know, that's I think that's where we come in. That's where we become an imperative point of being able to share our stories and they being able to resonate because they you know, either them or people very, very, very close to them are going or have gone through the same situations or circumstances that we have, so they can identify with it and hopefully get something from it. So with that being said, man, you know what I mean? You know, it's on Chip, yo, bro. You got anything else to say, or, you know, Chip, on in closing us out? You know, we're gonna close this out to the next one.
Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Get that. That's the saying.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. Nah, but I could dig it. Pup, man. Anything you want to leave the peoples with, bro?
Yo, just be conscious of any decisions you make, because them the same decisions you're gonna have to eventually stand on one way or another.
Facts. Old facts. Vertical talk. Hey, yo, Pup, I definitely want to salute you, little bro, on the music. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I seen your latest joint, which, you know what I'm saying, where you got the, you know, the addition of Music Soul Child, you know what I'm saying? You could be mine. You know, I dig it. You dig, you know, so keep doing what you're doing and pursuing what you're pursuing, man. You heard? Like, you already know where you at, you know what I'm saying, in my heart. My little brother, always have been, always will be. I don't believe you'll do anything dishonorable to, you know what I'm saying, deteriorate that, or for that, you know what I'm saying, quality of love that I have for you to diminish. Chip, same with you, man. That's a boomerang, man. So with that being said, man, my greatest appreciation to the Most High for allowing me to be outside of the walls that I just was residing in. Again, on a leave out like I came in. Salute to the brothers and sisters who are, you know, fortified to go through what they're going in there. May God bless you, guide you, and protect you. That hopefully one day, sooner than later, you'll be out here with us. For the audience, man, for my individuals, man, that subscribe, hit that like button, you know what I'm saying, and comment. I salute you, man. I thank you and I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, man, this Vertical Talk signing off. Peace.
Peace.
Salute.
Fuck it.